Your team sucks. Live. What's up, everybody?
What's going on?
We have to pay homage. We have a tribute today to one of the greatest guitar players, if not the greatest guitar player of all time. Mr. Eddie Van Halen has passed away from cancer today. And he was one of my heroes growing up. I know George was a huge fan. These other two a-holes that are on this have no idea who he is. And because their generation's music is what? Name me, Luke, your favorite artist from your generation. Go ahead.
My favorite artist?
Yeah. Is it like Drake or somebody like that?
When I was younger, I grew up on Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne's all right, but he's no Eddie Van Halen. That's for damn sure. Jordan? Who's like favorite group? Go. Don't think.
Give me Sublime.
Sublime's an excellent group. Not Eddie Van Halen. Honestly, not even in the same league. Even though I love Sublime, I'm a fan. Eddie Van Halen was on a different level than most. George, you have any recollections of Eddie? I know you probably smoked a lot of ganja and listened to Van Halen back in the day. So what's up with that?
I remember so much of Eddie Van Halen. I grew up. That was my high school years. Eddie Van Halen just going crazy. I mean, it's sad. Actually, when you told me right now, I was sad when he played the Eruption before we got on. I got a little pumped up. Right now, I'm ready to go out there and mash a little people up. Right now, I don't know.
Yeah,
I think the Dallas Cowboys need to be playing that shit before the games. Something's going on because my team definitely sucks.
Wow.
My team definitely sucks.
Yes. Well, okay. So everybody, we got my man Lucaci, we got Jordan, we got Gorilla George, and Gorilla George and Lucaci are Cowboy fans. And you know, last week we talked a little bit about the Cowboys, and we said, are they in trouble? And the truth is, you know, we all thought for the most part that they would bounce back in this last game against the Cleveland Browns. But we were wrong because you know why? The Cowboys do actually suck. And it's a head scratcher at this point. I mean, even if you just look at it objectively, not with any emotion or hatred of the Cowboys, because you either love the Cowboys or you hate them, it's dumbfounding to see all this talent and the ability to score points like this. And what, you know, they get down in every game. The other defense starts playing a little soft. And then they look incredible, but I don't understand what is happening with the Cowboys. I do think they will bounce back and beat the New York Giants, but honestly, I'm not that sure. I mean, the Giants in that whole division, the NFC East is by far the worst division in football. By far.
You just see the Eagles are now in first place by getting a win. So they got a win and a tie, and now they're in first place.
A win and a tie through week 4 gets you in first place.
Listen, the Dallas Cowboys have the same record right now as the Miami Dolphins and the Cincinnati Bengals. And the Cowboys are one watermelon kick away from being winless. Really, that's crazy. Nobody saw that coming. It is official. The Cowboys suck. But in that division, you have hope. You still have hope in that division. Right? You see, this is a beautiful throw, by the way, by Jarvis Landry. 2 LSU
Jarvis
boys.
Landry always throws one every year. I was expecting. Once I saw him like roll out there and he faded out, I'm like, shit, he's throwing. And
and they threw a dime too.
Well, he used to be a high school quarterback, and
listen,
I know they get him one every year at least.
These are my Louisiana people. This is where I'm from. Y'all don't even know, man. We got athletes down there.
Oh, you boys.
It's all this. I don't know what it is. If it's all the gumbo and jambalaya and boudin, I don't know what it is, but something's happening down there. We got some great athletes in South Louisiana. But the Browns, let's talk about the Browns here for a second because you got to give them credit. I have been as hard on the Cleveland Browns as I have been on any team, including the Cowboys, because I felt like they underachieved. So I think you can officially say that the Cleveland Browns have a good coach. He has taken.
I mean, this running game. Just watch these highlights that he's showing. There's no one within 10, 15 yards.
Yeah.
At least till he gets 10, 15 yards and the Cowboys show up.
27 wasn't even looking.
I don't know what the hell they were doing. I really don't. They were just getting beat bad every play.
Terribly.
The Cowboys need to make some serious adjustments on defense and on offense too, because everybody's saying Dak's numbers are through the roof and they're great, but the truth is, a lot of it's in garbage time. That they're down by 30 points and everybody's playing back. They're going to let them walk down the field.
Sure.
The trick is, can they score like that in the first and second quarter? And if they can, why the hell aren't they doing it, George? If they can score that, why aren't they doing it?
I think they've made it a whole complete pass team, and they're a run team. Dallas is built as a run team. They try to throw all these receivers in, and they're not giving even the chance for the defense to get a rest, because when they do have the ball, they're moving it quickly down the field. They don't take a lot of time. They need to start running the ball, slow things down. Let Elliott get his 6-7 yards a carry and just grind some wins out. And we don't need to get 50 fucking yards, 50 points a game. We need to win. And that's the problem. They're just trying to move the ball.
Play ball control and keep that defense on the sideline a little bit and give it to one of the best running backs in the league. Jordan, what should the Cowboys do? I mean, what's your take here?
Well, the Cowboys have given up 142 points in 4 games. That's a franchise record. That's almost an NFL record. I mean, that's worse than if you remember how bad Miami started last year with a bunch of practice squad guys. This isn't a team full of practice squad guys. This is a team that's stacked, that was talking Super Bowl 4 weeks ago. The sad thing about it is the 3-1 Browns are probably more likely to miss the playoffs than the 1-3 Cowboys just because of the strength of divisions there. I love what the Browns are doing. I thought the Browns actually made good adjustments, and defensively, the Cowboys made no adjustments in that game.
Yeah.
They were allowed to do anything they wanted to do, and they ran all over them. All their passing worked because they could run. We did not think Baker Mayfield could step back and out-duel Dak, and he did. And why did he? The defense didn't adjust for him. The problem with this team isn't Dak. It's not Dak, and it's not the receivers. You loved that CeeDee Lamb pick, and I loved CeeDee Lamb coming out of college. And I said it back then, the Cowboys cannot afford to draft another wide receiver. They can't do it. Their defense is too porous for the same reason they can't afford to pay Dak, because you can have the best offense, which they almost do. They might. They got the best quarterback right now in the league, and it doesn't matter if your defense is that bad. Give me 2 all-pro corners. Give me a first-round all-pro corner draft pick.
You gotta have defense. I mean, you have to have some defense.
How bad is Earl Thomas that no one wants this guy on their team? I mean, Earl Thomas is a great safety. Wouldn't he fit just perfect in there to help out?
I've been talking about that for days.
But there's teams like Tennessee, they begged him. They wrote the owners, they wrote the coaches, please do not let this guy in our locker room. So there must be serious issues there, because Dallas could really use him right now.
They certainly could. They could use something. They definitely need something. So let's talk about the Browns, though. We're talking about nothing but the Cowboys here. I really like the Browns coach. I think look at the difference between him and Freddie Kitchens. Freddie Kitchens definitely loses that game against the Cowboys. And this coach is smart. He's running the ball. He's not putting Baker Mayfield in a position to lose the game. He's running the ball. He's got 2 great running backs. I know Chubb went out of the game. I don't know if there's been any report on him yet. But
4 to 6 weeks for Chubb.
Right, but luckily you have Hunt back there, who's great, and I think they have
top 10 back.
Right, so they're running the ball. Right, they are not relying on Baker Mayfield. As you see Jarvis Landry throw a pass again, that probably Baker Mayfield. I don't know if Baker could even have made that throw, but it's smart. He's got a great pass rusher. They have a pretty good defense, and he is taking the players that he trusts and relies on, and they're doing well. So I think you got to take your hats off to the Browns here a little bit, and to Jordan Sport. They play in a very tough division, but I think they're going to surprise a lot of people now in that division, including the Ravens, who bounced back. Ravens had a good game. I watched some of that game, and everybody's raving about, he threw. He threw the ball great. I didn't see it. The highlight was him running again for a touchdown. And I watched some of that game. He had easy throws that he missed again. So I don't think the Ravens are going to do much of anything. They'll make the playoffs, but they're not going to the Super Bowl unless he can learn how to throw the ball from the pocket.
Well, the 2 stats you got to look at with the Ravens is they have never won. Lamar Jackson has never won a game in which he trailed by 10 points, and he's never won a game in which he was trailing at halftime. So it's very game script dependent. while he's a super good quarterback and he can throw the ball, he's getting better as a passer and great runner, very athletic, getting better as a passer. If their running game and defense doesn't get them ahead, he doesn't go out and win them games. And I think to win in the playoffs, you need the ability to come back.
So, Jordan, wait, Jordan. Are you now contradicting yourself? Because,
no,
I thought he was the second coming of
I don't think the problem is necessarily him. They have the running game. Marquise Hollywood Brown is not a true number one. They have a good tight end, but he doesn't really stretch the field. He's a red zone threat. If week 8 they add Antonio Brown, like a lot of people think they will, this is a different ball club.
Okay, so it's not his fault. It's the wide receiver's fault.
They're missing a true number one wide receiver, and teams that can shut down players without a true number one wide receiver who can beat bracket coverage are exploiting them, and they're stuffing the box.
Isaiah Parker is saying the Seahawks need Earl Thomas back, that he needs to come back there. But I think I don't think it's going to happen. Obviously, there's something wrong with the dude. That nobody's touching him, and the Cowboys could really use him at this point. I mean, there must be something a lot of people don't know, because the Cowboys should sign this guy tomorrow. They really, really need him. They're in trouble to a certain extent. And speaking of
Thomas
trouble,
Adams would be fun though.
I told y'all about Bill O'Brien. I told y'all last year. I told y'all this year. He sucks, and they finally realized it. They went through several GMs. They made all these bad deals. They have a great quarterback. They have grossly underachieved, and they finally got rid of him. So what happens with the Texans now? And by the way, as a Miami Dolphin fan, I'm very happy we have their first and second round pick of next year, because they're 0-4. So what happens now, Jordan, with the Texans?
Well, the thing about it is he was a bad football coach, okay?
Yeah.
And then they let him be the GM, and he was a bad GM.
That was a great decision.
I mean, it was just it was a bad, are the owners asleep at the wheel here? Like what's going on? You have a bad football coach, so you want to give him more control over your roster, and he got rid of some really, really good talent. I mean, a couple years ago, their team was a lot more talented than it is right now. And that hurts.
Yeah. George, I know you are a believer in Deshaun Watson and the Texans, but I'm pretty sure you had to change your tune by now. So
I still think they're a really good team. They have a lot of solid players. They're going to still do decent. They started 0-4. They got rid of their problem, the cancer, the coach. I think they're going to move forward here and start winning some ball games. They should have won the Minnesota game, but they got out-coached, really. That was an obvious game where they got out-coached in.
Right.
And we'll see. They got a lot of young, good players there. Their defensive line is ridiculous. Their linebackers are amazing. Right. I would love to see him.
Where is Brandon Cooks? He was supposed to be the Hopkins replacement, and they spent good money on him. He's bounced around a lot, but he's been good on every other team he plays for. He goes for 1,000 yards every single year. He's supposed to be solid, and I mean, he's just a zero. They haven't used him at all.
I've watched Deshaun Watson quite a bit, and I like him, but I do think he's overrated. I think he makes incredible plays in moments, and he makes plays that most people can never make. But just the consistency, and maybe it's the play calling, but the consistency and the ability to bring his team back, it's kind of like Dak in some ways. It's like you're super talented, but can you win ball games? And maybe it was O'Brien though. I personally believe that until you have the coach quarterback combination, you usually don't win. And I'll make a great example. I'm sure you guys watched the New England Patriots last night without a great quarterback, without Cam Newton, without Tom Brady. You see what that looks
I like Hoyer though. I like Hoyer, but it's not a great quarterback.
Yeah, but that's my point. My point is you have to have the combination in the NFL to usually win. You have to have a great coach, great quarterback combo in order to at least go deep into the playoffs. And
what about Stidham? Stidham was supposed to be the man, right? And he until they get Cam, and Cam's out because of COVID, and there's no Stidham to be found. I mean, he's on the practice squad at this point.
What we saw
was that much of a miss? Were they planning on tanking with Stidham?
what we saw last night, it was what we all expected to see from the Patriots before Cam joined their team. We all said it's over. The dynasty's over. Well, obviously, those are football geniuses over there. Bill Belichick, he knew he had to have a great quarterback.
As much as Belichick is good, he misses a lot, though, on draft picks.
He's a great coach, and he gets it done. But that game, they just were outplayed. I mean, they were just outplayed. They were just outmanned. And New England is great defense, but without Cam, there was nothing on the offense there. I was surprised they got any points at all. I think we lost our boy John.
We're back.
There you go.
Yes, we're having some Wi-Fi issues here in Texas, but we're back. We're back. So another thing I want to talk about today is we have 4 undefeated teams. Jordan, do you know who they are?
Well, let me think. Chiefs.
Yeah.
Seahawks.
Yeah.
The Seahawks lose one yet? No.
Nope.
Bills.
Yeah.
And I'm missing one. Who am I missing? Green Bay?
Green Bay.
All right.
Good, Jordan. Very good, Jordan. Excellent. So out of the 4 unbeatens right now, who is the best team?
Ooh,
and I'm going to shoot that. I'm going to let Luke take that. Who's the best team out of those 4?
That's a hard one. I would either have to pick the Chiefs for sure, or the Seahawks.
You can't pick 2. You're hanging out with Jordan way too much.
You're taking half. There's only 4. You're taking half. Right?
I'm going to go to somebody who will give me a straight answer. Gorilla George.
It's simple and easy. It's Kansas City all the way. I mean, I know they faltered a little bit last night on a weird week. I can't blame them, but it's Kansas City. You can't say any other team right now. I wish I could because I don't like them, but Kansas City.
Jordan?
No, I agree with him, and I think it's Kansas City, and I think it's not close. If I had to pick a second, it wouldn't be the Seahawks. I think that Seahawks-Miami game was a lot closer than it really should have been, and a lot closer than the score was at the end. Oh, yeah. And Miami's not a great ball club right now. I mean, they show potential and all, but they should have been getting stomped. Whereas Green Bay, they got the defense, they got the offense, they got the quarterback. You can make an argument there. You can make an argument if you had to pick a Super Bowl right now, it would be Kansas City, Green Bay. But Kansas City is 2 steps above all the rest of the undefeateds.
I mean, Green Bay is just Aaron Rodgers. There's not much offense there. It's Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Jones.
And a good defense.
And a good offensive line and a good defense. And Adams is starting to get healthy.
Well, when he gets back, it'll be great. But they are probably the top 3 teams. I don't know. I'm starting to enjoy the Kool-Aid from the Bills. They're really looking good.
Yeah, the Bills are legit.
The quarterback standing up there and looking like the real deal.
Yeah, they're legit. The Bills are legit, but Kansas City beats anybody in their path right now.
Everyone else is second. Everyone else is playing for second place right now.
I agree.
Exactly. And the Bills, I mean, I think it's coaching. They have some pieces. They brought in Diggs, who shouldn't be the best wide receiver in the league right now. I don't think he's the most talented, although he's really, really good. They play extremely well to their talent. They do not put Allen in situations that he can't succeed.
Josh Allen is probably one of the most improved players, if not the most improved player in the NFL right now. The kid, I've watched every one of their games. The kid drops back and throws dimes, and that's dangerous because he can run too. This is what Jordan. This is what Lamar Jackson wants to be. If he could do that, he's the most dangerous quarterback in the history of the NFL. Josh is sitting in the pocket. He's reading defenses. He's looking for single coverage, and he's dropping dimes. I watched him live in Miami.
That's saying something about him, but that's saying a lot about his coaching staff. This is a quarterback that threw 56% completion in college when he was drafted. So he came into the NFL with accuracy issues as an athletic run-first quarterback, and the coaches put him in a position to succeed. And now he's one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best, in the league right now.
Agreed.
Because they don't ask him to do things that he can't do.
Well, their offensive line is playing great too. The Bills are legit. The Bills are. Nobody wants to play the Buffalo Bills. They will match up against anybody at this point. And back to the Seahawks. the Seahawks, I agree with you. I don't think they're the second best team in the league. I think there's some holes there. I think Russell Wilson, I mean, for them to win the way that they're winning, Russell Wilson is having to make some incredible throws. And, so, I mean, that you got to run the ball a little bit more when you get in the playoffs. Your defense is going to have to play a little bit better.
Offensive line, really, yeah. And we see that in and out. It's all smoke and mirrors with them. Their coach does a really good job disguising the fact that they have blatant holes on their defensive and offensive line. Yeah. I mean, who gets past the quarterback? They can't put pressure rushing 4 or 5.
If Fitzpatrick did what Fitzpatrick does is, he threw a couple interceptions. He either looks incredible in a drive or he looks terrible. There's not much in between. But the Dolphins are scrappy, and they gave him a fight. I mean, it was close. And for a moment there, I thought that they could win. Then I remembered that the Dolphins quarterback is Fitzpatrick, and they call him Fitzmagic. He's Fitzmagic against bad teams, and he is Fitz mediocrity against really good ones. He is a very good, serviceable backup quarterback.
Is it Tua time?
I think they should play Tua. The offensive line is dramatically improved over last year. You got a couple rookies that are playing really well. You got a coach that's going to protect his quarterback a little bit. I think why not play Tua? If he's healthy, what are you waiting for? You're probably not going to the playoffs, right? Even though you never know. I mean, they're 1-3. If they get on a run here, it could happen. They're playing Denver. They're playing some teams that are a little bit beat up too. As far as if you look at their opponents, they have a chance to probably still do something, but probably not. So I would imagine the coach is looking at it like, well, give Fitzpatrick a couple more games. Let's see if we can win them. If they are 3-3, Fitzpatrick probably still plays. If they win lose 1 or 2 more, I think that you'll see Tua, and you should see Tua. Look at Joe Burrow. I mean, Joe Burrow I predicted he was going to be great, and he's still got a lot to learn, but he's been great for a rookie quarterback. He's been incredible for a rookie quarterback. So my question is, why couldn't Tua come out and do that as well? Right?
I think they were afraid. They were afraid to hurt their $1 million boy. They thought the offensive line might not be so good, but they're doing all right lately. I mean, so I agree with you. Let's get him in. I've been saying that since week 2. Yeah. Let's get him in. Let's get him in. You got not much to lose. He's played in big time games already, so it's not like he's gonna fade under the lights. Yeah. It's time to get him out there.
I don't think Tua will be a bust, but I think with potentially 2 top 10 picks in Miami's and the Texans next year, they need to know now, this year, if Tua is going to be a bust and not redshirt him. Because the worst thing to do would be to wait till next year to play him and then find out he's not really the quarterback for you. Whereas with the 2 top 10 picks, they have the potential to move up and get a Trevor Lawrence. There's not many teams really need quarterbacks right now if they need him.
I don't think that they would judge him this year for being a bust or not. I think you got to get him experience in the NFL, and he's such an incredibly accurate passer that I mean, honestly, think about it. You have Fitzpatrick versus Tua. I mean, there's a good chance Tua comes in and he's at least as good as Fitzpatrick, at least as good. So, I mean, the guy, if everything I've read about his practices and what they're talking about, they said the guy's incredibly accurate with the football, incredibly gifted as far as reading defenses and knowing where to go with the ball very quickly. It's what he was in college. And remember, what Joe Burrow was in college, because of the system they play in, so is Tua. Tua's in a pretty much an offensive, NFL style offense there, and he was going against, I mean, great defenses, right? I mean, it's the SEC, right? These are great defenses. A lot of the people he played against are in the NFL now. I think you give the kid a shot, at least to get some experience this year.
No, he needs to get in. I know you guys all love Miami, but they're not going anywhere. Let's be realistic. Let's get the kid in there and develop something. Like Jordan says, they got 2 picks coming next year, plus their own picks, which are probably up there as well. They're they're going to get some good young talent next year. Let's see what can happen.
Absolutely.
It's time to make the move.
Absolutely. They need a slot receiver. They're desperately missing their slot receiver, Albert Wilson. In fact, they probably would have won at least one more game if they had a slot guy. They don't have one. They have Isaiah Ford, who's okay. He's a good backup, but he's not a slot
guy. He's a backup outside.
Yeah, he's a backup outside guy, but they, but Devontae Parker's having a great season, and even hurt. So anyway, that's enough talk of the Dolphins and Tua. So I'm just going to leave it open here real quick. We got about 5 minutes left. Jordan, what are your thoughts on last week, NFL week 4?
What immediately pops to mind was that Indianapolis Bears game, which I found was so interesting. All right. The Bears were 3-0. They managed to put up 7 points in garbage time and 3 points all game in that game. Okay, we thought that the Nagy offense was waiting for Nick Foles to just explode, and they put up 3 points all game with another 7 in garbage time, 10 points total. Right? I don't know. I'm starting to fade the Bears a little bit, but what we can say is Indy's really coming into their own. They might be the best defense in football right now, and the best offensive line in football. Rivers, not so much, but they're looking kind of good. Jonathan Taylor is looking good as well. Bengals coming into their own as well. Mixon looked really good. And I'm very, very disappointed with Arizona. Very disappointed.
Arizona's definitely fallen off. They are what I thought they were going to be. You were crowning them early. I didn't think they were that yet, but they fell off. And the Bears, I think I agree with you on the Bears. I love this week Tampa, the shortened week Thursday. Tampa 5-point favorite at you wager. I'm laying that right now, so it doesn't move up. I think this game's going to go up to probably 6, 7 points this week. So get down on that Tampa Bay game early. I think you're right with the Bears. They overinflated them because of Foles is supposed to do some shit, but the team sucks.
And we'll be back Thursday with our picks for next week, picking against the line. Lines are always provided us by you wager. And George, any thoughts to wrap up?
Today I'm all stuck. It's all about the Dodgers for me. My brain is Dodger mania. It's game 1 against San Diego tonight. So I'm just waiting to get off here and watch some baseball and see what's going on. I got my Thursday game going, but right now my head is baseball.
Go Tampa Bay. I think Tampa Bay is going to win 3 sports this year. What do you think?
Well, they lost the first game to the Yankees. I think they're going to lose that series to the Yankees. It's going to be a good one, but I think they're losing to the Yankees. I think they'll win today, though. If you're playing today, bet Tampa.
Yeah, I don't think the Buccaneers are going to the Super Bowl and going to win the Super Bowl. I think they'll make the playoffs, and they may win a playoff game or two, but no.
They have pick 6 back there. He threw another pick 6.
Too many mistakes still. Too many mistakes, but maybe they'll get better. Lukachi, wrap it up.
I don't have much to say. The Cowboys really frustrated me this weekend. It just killed me. But for the most part, I think we have a better few games coming. We should get it together here in a little bit.
So
we got some easy cakewalks. We're going to play the NFC East teams. We're going to play the Eagles. We're going to play the Giants.
Let's get some wins. Let's get some wins under our belt.
I'll wrap it up with this story right here. This is a story of last Sunday, and this is a story of my man Luke coming over to my house. And he's gonna. First of all, he called me. He's like, "Hey, we're gonna watch the game." I said, "What game?" I said, "I'm not putting the Cowboys on. I'm watching the Dolphins. They play at the same time." So he goes, "Okay, I'll put it on another TV. I'm gonna come over." Well, Luke walks in the door, just running his mouth, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Luke seems kind of shy on the show here, but when he walked in, he was like, "Cowboy Nation, Cowboys destroyed today. Why are you even watching the Dolphins? They don't have a chance. At least the Cowboys got a chance to win." And blah, 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 blah. Went on and on and on. And as the game went on, Luke was quiet. Luke would like stick his head in and go, "Hey, did you see that?" I'm like, oh yeah, I saw it, Luke. I saw it. And he's like, "What's the score of the Dolphins?" I said, "Dolphins are scrappy. They're hanging right in there, buddy." The Cowboys at one point were down by 30-something points, right? And so Luke, I told him, I said, Luke, you shouldn't be coming in and talking, right? I mean, if you were like, if you were like a Kansas City Chief fan, I might understand it. But your team
Dallas fumbled the ball 4 times in the first quarter. I turned it off after that. 4 fumbles in the first quarter. I was like, yeah, I'm done watching this damn game.
Hey, George, you know whose fault that was? Luke's fault, because he just came in running his mouth and talking. I said, you shouldn't be talking like that. Oh, we got this. This all turns around today.
Luke's fault. I blame you, Luke. All right, we're blaming it
this
on
play
Luke.
right here.
The Cowboys had an awful coaching staff.
They had my hopes up.
They're getting outcoached on both sides of the ball every single week.
How bad is it that we got a worse coach than Garrett? How fucking bad are the Cowboys?
Oh wait, this just hit me. It's the Garrett Bowl this Sunday.
That's true. They get him this week.
Oh,
that's awesome.
I might change my mind now on who wins that game.
Aaron Rodgers said
He'll
the
be hungry
now
for it.
Dallas coach had the lowest football IQ of any head coach he had ever seen when he left. And that's why he didn't want him there.
He's kind of proving it. He's kind of proving it right now.
Jerry got his guy. Jerry got his ass-kissing yes man to come in and do what he does. So is what it is. All right, we're out. Like, share, all that. Thanks for watching. We're back on Thursday at 2:00 Central. See ya.
Peace.
Deuces.
Go.